Oh, it's a pastime.
Okay.
No, the pastime was, you know Ramayana. So when Hanuman was a little boy, he saw a fruit in the sky. He was hungry, but it wasn't a fruit in the sky. It was the sun, and it was going higher and higher and higher. And so Indra was concerned. Uh-oh, and so he sent his thunderbolt and hit Hanuman in the jaw, and he fell to the ground on top of a mountain. Vayu was really angry. So he was going to like punish personalities for putting Hanuman, his son, in that difficulty. And so to pacify Vayu, this thing, that thing, the other thing, the demigods offered their benedictions. They came and offered benedictions to Hanuman. Little boy with benediction, what's going to happen? Mischief. So he did mischief. And he was, interrupting the yagyas and pulling the sadhus' beards and, doing mischief. And he had all these powers. So they uttered a curse. They, the sages, uttered a curse. You're going to forget all these powers until that point in time comes when somebody reminds you, and then you remember. So when he forgot, he started being a nice boy again. Still a little mischievous, but little boys will be boys. But, different than disrupting everything. So that's why. Your question is, what's the lesson? Don't mess with sadhus. Problema. Mucho problema. Be respectful. A whole long seminar recently given just on how significant, how important relationships have the element of respect. You don't have, and so respect. And don't defend. Be very, very careful to avoid offenses, not only to sadhus, to living entities. Be very careful, because there's consequences. And the consequences lead to, deepening one's material life and the misery of material life. We have enough misery, we don't need more. Be respectful. First fundamental basis of anything, how we live our life. Okay? Anything else? Yeah.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. A question I was thinking of is like, can we draw any parallels between Mother Sita Devi being living in separation from Lord Ramchandra versus the gopis of Vrindavan also living in separation?
Of course. It's the Leela is different, but the bhava is the same. That one was circumstantial and the other was, by force. But, in either case, it's Leela, and it's, the union and separation principle. There's the bond of love. Now, in one case, it's by formal marriage and, big marriage arrangement for Ram and Sita and her other sisters, etc. So, and then this other is it's not that kind of relationship, a formal relationship, but it's another loving relationship. Swakiya and Parakiya, different kind of relationship, but it's a relationship of love, and then circumstance, and they're separate. So the intensity of love increases when there's separation. So that's the similarity, for sure. Yeah?
Thank you.
Okay. You have something? Yeah? Here comes the microphone.
So you know how
Not so loud, not so loud.
So you know how Hanuman like helped and was showing virtues and dharma. How can we apply that into our own lives?
How can you apply the dharma of Hanuman into our own lives? That's your question?
Yes.
Yeah. Can you take the microphone from him? Just in case. Well, how to apply that? So there's several things how to apply. You have a good teacher. Hanuman had a good teacher, the best of teachers, the sun god. But he had, really good teacher. And he knew what the goal was. When you're living your life, when I'm living my life, when we're living our lives, we may have some idea of what Dharma is, but where's Dharma meant to take you? What's the goal? You're moving along in life, and you're getting a little older now. You're this age, and then you're that age, and then you do the other things. So you have an idea of what is Dharma, but what's the purpose behind the Dharma? It's very, very important. Very important. Because the purpose of Dharma is not just being dharmic. The being dharmic purpose means commonly, because by Dharma, I'll prosper. You know the sequence? Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. You know that one? I'll do it again. Many people are dharmic, or to whatever they think Dharma is, because they get some pious points, piety points, by dharmic points. And with dharmic points, what happens is you'll prosper in this life or the next life. So, supposing you want, supposing somebody wants to become wealthy. Do piety. Be charitable, open hospitals, open schools, feed the poor, open the doors for old ladies, help an little old lady cross the street, do things that are pious. And when you do things that are pious, there's a fruit of piety. The fruit of piety is you'll prosper. Artha, you know the meaning? Wealth. Artha means wealth. That's what people who are being dharmic for that reason, that's what they think Dharma is. Or Artha is, as wealth. You prosper. And then in this life and then the next life, you go to the good place instead of the bad place. So many people of all religions and backgrounds and cultures and this and that live by virtue or Dharma, because then you'll prosper. And what's the purpose of prosperity? Kama, sense gratification. Limited or extended. It's sense gratification. So it's good to know. It's more than good to know. It's imperative to know. What's the purpose of being dharmic? Is there a purpose beyond prosperity? Yes. What's that? What's beyond prosperity? And that is to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that's called bhakti. So live your life. The practical application is your question. Live your life where you follow Dharma with the purpose. Krishna should smile. Not just I get stuff. Because I did lots of piety, I did lots of Dharma, did lots of good stuff. So I'm getting good stuff because I did good stuff. It gets karma. Whatever you do, it comes back on you. You've heard that little saying, right? Yeah. Okay, karma. So Dharma is a good karma, as opposed to the bad karma. So don't just. So I get stuff, but so that Krishna will be pleased. That's the goal. That's the goal. That's paradharma. The purpose of Dharma is to come to that stage where the light goes on. You know what? What? I know that my purpose, my mission in life is to satisfy Krishna. That's the purpose. So that's the application. Okay? Yeah, you're welcome. Someone else had their hand up. Who was that someone else? Oh, yeah, okay.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Yeah.
I have two short questions.
Two.
One is you did mention that when Hanuman meets Ravan, Ravan wants to kill, but Vibhishan stop Ravana. Being a messenger, you should not kill the
Right.
Hanuman, right? So, in the same lines, after that incident, when Hanuman meet Rama, Lord Rama, what is his first reaction on Hanuman for the act he did, because he lit the whole Lanka, right? So that is first question.
No, but wait, don't get the second question.
Okay.
Your question, the first question is, what did Hanuman feel or what did Ram feel?
Ram feel.
Okay. I
Did he
can't.
support his act?
Of course. Of course. You know, his response, this is celebrated with celebrated painting. He just embraces. I can't possibly repay you for what you have done. The only thing I can do is give you my embrace. So it was embrace. And, you know, what was it? It's not just burning a city. That's not nice. But what was the purpose? It's give a warning. Because later, it's not just the city was burned, the whole kingdom was destroyed. Why? Because of the one thing. He could have just given Sita back. No, I'm not going to give Sita back. I'm mighty and I'm powerful and no one can touch me and I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to, no.
Actually, you answered my second question as well.
Okay. 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 We have someone else that wants to ask a comment or question? Out of the sea of people here, there must be something. How about from the ladies' side? Your little girl, she's very animated. She's a happy little girl, too. And she liked kirtan a lot. Maybe we'll just have kirtan, then she'll be happy again. Okay. Well, when I came to Dallas, I came from Naperville. And there's some devotees in Naperville that know that I like to distribute Mahaprasadam at the end of class. And they gave me half a suitcase full of Mahaprasadam. And so I brought a couple of boxes. There's a lot of people here. And I'll just walk around and you just put your right hand out and something magic will happen. There's Radha Shama Sundar,